What's going on YouTube? This is Chaos Rain here, and this is the results video, final results of all of my corruptions and everything like that. I'm going to start with this. This is a mage blood that I corrupted myself. It is a zealotry 20% aura effect with 8 AoE, and I ended up getting offered this bow for it. So I actually traded and forgot to take a picture, forgot to do it, so I figured I'd just do it in this video. I actually ended up getting this bow here. This is a mirrored bow, and because I'm a bow build and it has everything I like on it, I was like, sure. It does have a tier 2 flat fizz, but it does have an insane of every roll for everything else. um, and yeah, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Because I did price check the bow, or I did price check the other thing, the mage blood, and it was only about 350 to 400 div. But yeah, it is what it is. So that being said, let's go ahead and go over our results for what we did hit and what we didn't hit, and our bricks, obviously. So first things first, our bricks. We actually bricked 5 mage bloods to rare. We poofed 3 or 4, and we ended up corrupting and not getting anything, just white sockets on like I think 6 of them, which sold and just kept going into bricks. And that's us breaking our mirror. We only have 481 div left after the fact. Well, we did go pretty broke, but we end up selling. I ended up selling some stuff like today, so that kind of paid for it. And I did want to kind of end it off on a finale. I am going to do a one last chamber to show off a little, not show off, to show you a little bit. We're gonna try and get some implicits here, and we're gonna try and get a 623 here. If we do, great. If not, it's not a big deal. Some of the other ones we did hit, as we said before, we were aiming for all resistances. We end up hitting this all resist yes. Unfortunately, it did roll a little low in the all res, well, lowest possible, but it is all res ES. If I were to price check this now, I think it's around 200 div. Considering I spent like 12 div for the cards, I say it's pretty good. I spent roughly 150 div overall for all of the doctor cards, so that paid for itself. In our corruption run, we actually bricked a metric ton of these. I ended up finding a seller who had 55 of them, and I bought them all for a bulk deal, just so I can have more in case I wanted to. I ended up hitting 4 2120 Val Lightning Strikes, which all sold pretty instantly for 30 div, and then I hit 1 Enlightened 4, which sold instantly for 20 div. I still have all my Lighten 3s, Lighten 2s, and all the bricks. I didn't vendor or do anything with them. I have all of them. I end up hitting 3 or 4 2123s, but they're only like 40 chaos, and I'm not going to bother listing them. So, yeah. And then we hit crit chance AoE. We hit this one, max life index. This is actually insane. I checked the price, and only one was like 200 to 250 div, I think, and that was a little bit ago. Mine has a little bit better rolls on it. It has 30%, so on and so forth. And I had it listed for 150. I didn't get an offer, but I took it off of my trade because I figured, I'm just gonna, if anything, I'll just keep it. It's a really cool double corrupt. The max life and Inton dex looks really good considering I do have, it does have 30, and the roll for life is actually really solid as well. So these two paid for most of everything, but we'll go into that in a second. The boots that I did double corrupt and sell, the one endurance sold for 1.3 mirrors, and that's basically what paid for all of the mage bloods. I upgraded my mage blood. I did double corrupt one, and I got a hatred aura effect with 19 AoE. This is really good for me specifically because I am an ice shot build. I do stack aura, or do stack hatred. I even have a hatred aura effect on the Call of the Void. You don't actually need Call of the Void for this. You don't need hatred aura effect. This is just my kind of min-maxed version of this build, so it is what it is. I have changed my helmet a few times. This is my current helmet. It's just one max power charge helm on Asenaths, and I am basically doing my marks in here, and then I have Tornado and Hydrosphere. And the reason I'm doing that is because every time I hit my Hydrosphere, it has a chain, and every time I hit my Tornado reflects 10% of the damage up to 10 times. and then just recast and recast and recast, making my single target pretty solid on map bosses. Now we do have this bow that we just got literally tonight, which we traded for that mage blood for, so there is that. We still have the OSIN. I haven't decided to corrupt it or anything yet. I want to get a second one, but for now, we just have it. I still have the crazy armor I made early on, and then these are a few of the other hits. We hit a duration aura, which is a potential of +4 aura gems on the replica Alberons, and the only one I found with same corruptions was like 50 to 60 div. I hit this, which is socketed gems, have the reserve for this helmet specifically with 6% ES, and this I didn't see any comparable, but the one I did find that had ES on it was offline, and it was like I think listed for 60-70 div. And then we hit this, which is spell suppress max life in case you needed to suppress cap. I didn't really see anything with these rolls. I saw one offline and it was like 25 div. Honestly, I would say like 30 div, 40 div. Double corrupts are really hard to price depending on, if it's not the corrupt, if it's not endurance charge, it's hard to kind of get an exact price. And then the not so like GG crazy ones we hit is this one. We actually traded a double corrupted headhunter for a regular headhunter and 55 div, and then double corrupted it and hit another double corruption. So there's that. This is pretty cool. And then we got this increased crit chance AoE headhunter, which was just one of the level 2 belts. We had one more, I believe, and it sold for like 40 div because it was just whatever headhunter. These are the ones I kept, obviously, and these are more bricks. I kept them because I like them. They're like replica plus influence, and I thought that was really cool. And yeah, so let's wrap things up for this league, and not for this league, but for this whole double corruption adventure here, and see if we can't get 2 implicits on this spine bow. For reference, this spine bow cost me roughly 40 divines to buy. I spent 40D on it, just because I didn't want to craft one, and after double corrupting so many things and getting a chunk of profit, I was like, screw it, let's just get a big upgrade. Initially, I was using a double corrupted chin soul, and that double corrupted, no, not chin soul, Death's Harp or Death Opus, whatever, Death's Harp, I think it is, and it had like socketed gems with faster proj and socketed gems. Forgot, it was something. It wasn't that good. It was kind of trash. Either way, the second one, correction, the faster proj is really good because if you have the node in your tree that says your increases and reductions to proj speed is also equivalent to your damage with bows. It's basically like having an additional 2 or 3 bow clusters as a free corrupted implicit on your bow, and that just gives you an absolute ton of DPS. Alright, so first things first, we send. And it breaks. Well, that happens, unfortunate, but this is going to the graveyard. Let's go to guild. Bricked my old bow XTD. I think that's a good send-off for the league. Sorry for this whole farm strat. I am unsure what I'm doing for this for my next farm strat or whatnot. I might do another heist grind, in which case I will probably spend a while setting it up because heist takes a while to set up. It's a few hours. Sorry, I had to clarify that to my guild. Anyway, I'm unsure exactly what I'm gonna do. I do have a couple of build ideas in mind to use some of the gear I have, but let's see what this goes. Well, it happens. Sometimes you just lose 100 div in a chamber. Like those mage bloods, those were like 200 div each. So Oof. But you know, it happens. That's the way a cookie crumbles. Um, I'm unsure if I'm gonna keep farming for chambers this league. I did enjoy it, and I enjoyed it enough that, you know, corrupting things is still on the table for me, but I just, you know, I just don't really know if I care that much. And that being said, yeah, it is what it is. We're gonna go ahead and just put this in this tab, and it's gonna be part of the graveyard. And I'm just gonna eat the loss there because I don't really care. Honestly, it is what it is. Oh, and this will go in my graveyard of rares as well because it was a good bow while it lasted. Oddly enough, it got T1 flat fizz, which is kind of funny, but you know, it is what it is. This league has been a lot of fun so far, and I'm not fully done with it, so you know, I'm not gonna just outright quit. But I am done for the most part with this whole corruption run. I will most likely list all of my headhunters, my armor, everything like that. I will list all of these for their prices eventually, or I might just keep them and you know as trophies for the league because I don't really need the currency. Um, Either way, I had a lot of fun. This is basically the most fun I've had in a league doing corruption chambers specifically. I end up having several sources that I was able to just kind of buy mass corruption chambers, which really helped me to enjoy doing it, you know, more consistently and just a obscene amount of them, which was pretty cool. So I ended up enjoying it a lot. As you see here in my build, I actually have my, you know, ice ring on. I don't have original sin. Um, and it's just kind of what it is. But but yeah, that is uh that is pretty much where we're at. Without further ado, I will see you guys in the next video. And thank you so much for joining me so far in this whole corruption run. It has taken me a little bit because I do have work. I hope to either bring you a new build or a new strategy or an update that is like maybe a post update. If I corrupt anything, I'll bring that to you as well. But for now, as always, take it easy, everyone. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.